Welcome back to our channel, GH Fanatics. It is a beautifully chaotic day to dive into the absolute madness that just unfolded on our screens. Grab your coffee, take a deep breath, and let's get right into the thick of it because Port Charles is officially off the rails. The water in the Quartermain Lake is freezing, but it is absolutely nothing compared to the ice-cold reality crashing down on everyone in Port Charles tonight. We are witnessing a seismic shift in momentum. A literal life-or-death struggle where impossible choices are being forced onto the table, and the fallout is going to leave this town completely shattered. I cannot believe they actually went there. I mean, I am sitting here typing furiously because my heart is still pounding out of my chest after watching that episode. I have been watching the show religiously since 2015, and this might honestly be the most unhinged, beautifully chaotic hour of television they have given us all year. Let's just jump right into my feelings before I even try to explain the absolute insanity of what happened. Britt Westbourne is a queen. I am sorry, but she is. I know some people are loving this whole Jason is a changed man narrative, but personally, I am entirely on Team Britt right now, and I am not afraid to say it out loud. So, Britt is standing there at General Hospital. She has literally been to hell and back over the last few months. She survived the Tortola arrest. She survived finding out her Huntington's disease was a complete fake-out orchestrated by Ross Cullum with those saline syringes. And she is just trying to put her life back together. She finally gets her job back, and she is already on thin ice because she got reported for being late to work. And then Jason just waltzes back into her life. Jason, who took the fall for Rocco shooting Cullum, who got shipped off to a WSB black site in Jakarta, and who has been completely ghosting her since he got back to town to focus on Danny. And Jason has the absolute audacity to walk up to her and say he wants to go somewhere to talk. But Britt whacks him right in the face. A full-on, open-handed slap. I screamed. It was the most satisfying physical reaction I have seen on this show in years. She admits she thought she might never see him again, and all that grief, all that terror, all that heartbreak just exploded out of her. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. The absolute genius of Britt Westbourne is what she does next. She knows she is going to get fired if she takes a personal break to scream at her ex. So what does she do? She makes Jason a patient. She literally slaps him, claims he needs medical attention for the completely justified mark she just left on his face, and drags him into an exam room so they can have a private conversation on company time without her losing her job. I mean, that is peak Britch behavior, and I am absolutely here for it. But honestly, am I the only one who thinks Jason deserved that slap and maybe a few more? He left her in the dark. I know he has severe PTSD from the black site, and I know he is trying to step away from the mob to be a good father to Danny, especially since Sam is gone. Rest in peace. We still hate Cyrus for what he did to Sam and Dex, but you do not just ghost a woman who loves you. Jason has a lot of groveling to do if he wants even a fraction of her forgiveness. Okay, back to the point. Because while Britt is slapping some sense into Jason, Nina Reeves is committing attempted murder. I can't even type that without laughing because it is so incredibly soapy. Nina actually shoved Drew Kane's wheelchair into the Quartermain Lake. Remember when they tried to make Nina a cold-blooded villain back in the day? Yeah, didn't work then either, because the second the chair hits the water, she absolutely flips out over what she's done. She's screaming her head off, completely panicking, because Nina acts on pure, unfiltered emotion and never thinks about the consequences until someone is literally drowning. Because let's look at the context here. Drew has been locked in for weeks. Willow has been using Jen Sidwell's paralytic drugs to keep him paralyzed and but Drew is building a tolerance. He is regaining his speech and his mobility. He literally goaded Nina, probably threatening to destroy Willow and take everything from them, and Nina just snapped. But shoving a paralyzed man into a lake? That is insane. And of course, the second she does it, she regrets it. She is standing on the dock screaming for help, acting like it was a tragic accident. Oh no, the brakes on the wheelchair just failed. Give me a break, Nina. We all saw you push him. And thank God for Giovanni Palmieri. Brooklyn Quartermain randomly suggested Gio should go for a swim, and that offhand comment literally saved Drew. Gio is walking down to the boathouse, hears Nina screaming like a banshee, realizes Drew is in the water, and dives in for a dramatic, heroic rescue. Gio is pulling Drew out of the freezing water, and you just know Drew is going to use this. Drew is a former Navy SEAL, but with those drugs in his system, he was a sitting duck. Now that he is out of the water, he is going to be out for pure, unadulterated vengeance. Nina and Willow are so incredibly doomed, and I kind of love it. So while Drew is coughing up lake water, Willow Kane is having a complete psychological meltdown in her office. She is literally backed into a corner. Harrison Chase shows up to take her to the PCPD for questioning regarding the Jen Sidwell case. And Willow just crumbles. She is weeping, she is pleading, she is begging Chase for a favor. She asks him to go back to the station and lie, to tell them he couldn't find her. Am I the only one who thinks it is wildly manipulative for Willow to use Chase like this? They used to be married. Chase is a good cop, he's already put his career on the line so many times, and now she wants him to compromise his badge again? But Willow is desperate. She needs to grab her kids and get on the escape plane that Jack Brennan promised to arrange. She knows that if she goes to the PCPD, the walls will close in. Sidwell is in jail awaiting trial, and if he talks, Willow's entire life goes up in flames. Her career as a congresswoman? Gone. Her freedom? Gone. And the absolute worst part for her? Michael Corinthos is just waiting in the wings. Since Willow and Michael divorced, Michael has been dating Jacinda and plotting his revenge. If Willow goes down for drugging her current husband Drew, Michael is going to swoop in and take full custody of Wiley and Amelia. Willow knows this, which is why she is crying her eyes out to Chase. And just when you think Willow might actually convince Chase to let her run, the universe steps in. Willow gets a shocking, alarming phone call about what just happened at the lake. She finds out Drew took a tumble into the water, that he is alive, and that he is mobile. She realizes that her paralytic plan has completely failed, and she has yet another massive crisis. I know some people are loving this dark era for Willow, but personally I am exhausted by her hypocrisy. She played the saint for years, and now she is literally drugging her husband and plotting to flee the country. So how are Nina and Willow going to get out of this? Enter Jack Brennan and Valentine. This spy game stuff is giving me absolute whiplash. In Brennan's office, he is negotiating with Valentine for the missing black box. Valentine is holding all the cards right now, and he knows it. Brennan asks what Valentine expects in return for the box. Valentine smugly demands that his WSB assets be unfrozen, and you just know he is going to throw in another request or two, because Valentine never settles for just one victory. He is a Cassadine, after all. He is going to milk this for every single drop of leverage he can get. Regardless of Valentine's extra demands, Brennan strikes the deal. He needs that black box back, because it contains the ultimate leverage, the absolute dirt on Drew Kane that Willow has been waiting on. And the timing couldn't be more perfect, because a terrified Nina sends an SOS to Brennan after the lake incident. She is begging for his assistance, and since Brennan just locked in that agreement with Valentine, he can actually help her. Brennan promised Willow he would deliver the Drew leverage, and now he has it in his hand. But here is my question. Is it going to be enough? Drew was just shoved into a lake by his mother-in-law. He has been held hostage in his own body for weeks. Do we really think a black box with some federal misappropriation dirt is going to be enough to keep a furious, vengeful Drew Kane quiet? I highly doubt it. Drew is going to want blood. He is going to want Willow and Nina to pay for every single second he spent paralyzed in that wheelchair. I am dreading the fallout, but I am also completely here for the drama. It is going to be explosive, and I honestly don't think Brennan's little black box is going to stop a former Navy SEAL from getting his revenge. And as if all of that wasn't enough, we have Ava, Jerome, and Ethan Lovett playing their own twisted game of cat and mouse. Ava is pushing hard for a truthful exchange with Ethan. We all know Ethan has been lying through his teeth about being Phoebe's biological father. He broke into the PCPD, he stole cold case evidence, he faked the DNA test with Elizabeth, and Ava knows he is hiding something massive. Ava does not play games unless she is winning, and she is basically holding the secret over Ethan's head, demanding he make it worth her while. I love Ava in this blackmailing, flirtatious mode. She is so in her element, and Ethan is sweating bullets! Finally, we have Molly Lansing Davis. Oh, Molly. She is hoping to give her career a massive boost with a slam dunk case against Jen Sidwell. She is so blinded by her own ambition and the prospect of a major legal victory that she doesn't realize she is playing with fire. Sidwell is a ruthless, dangerous criminal who partnered with Ross Cullum for a decade. He held Justine Turner hostage at gunpoint. He is not going to just roll over in court so Molly can get a gold star on her resume. If Molly pushes too hard, Sidwell is going to strike back, and I am terrified for her. She is treating this like a textbook law school exercise, but this is the real world, and Sidwell plays for... I mean, look at all these moving pieces. Britt slapping Jason, Nina drowning Drew, Willow begging Chase, Valentine extorting Brennan, Ava blackmailing Ethan, and Molly poking a literal bear in Jen Sidwell. This is why I watch this show. The stakes have never been higher, and every single character is backed into a corner where they have to make impossible, life-altering choices. I am going to be thinking about Britt dragging Jason into that exam room for the rest of the week. She is an absolute icon, and Jason better grovel if he wants even a fraction of her forgiveness. Port Charles is burning down, and I am bringing the marshmallows. Will Brennan's leverage be enough to silence a vengeful Drew? Or is Willow's entire world about to burn to the ground? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below and hit that subscribe button.